it is another episode of the Element Podcast, still all for the love of hip-hop. I kick it with some of your favorite people. Sometimes we try and make them cry. I'm going to try and make this one cry today. I feel like I've got the power in me. But really, we just speak about their craft, get to know them a lot better, break down some of the lyrics, and understand what was happening when they made some of our favorite projects. My guest today, Kotala Guy. How do you even introduce this person? So many transitions have happened, but I think this might be my favorite one because now I can officially call him Abuti Kwesta. The big bro theory, the man behind it. We're going to be chopping it up. Welcome, Kwesta.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm chilled, man. I'm really good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I like the fact that I can officially call you Abuti Kwesta during the publics because, you know, one-on-one, I'm always like, Abuti Senza.
Now you can actually...
Now it makes sense because it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, wait,
why is that
just
happening?
verified that.
How have you been?
I've been good, I've been good. Just riding it, enjoying life generally, and that is not like kind of to say, because you find moments to enjoy it. It's not like saying, yo, I'm on holiday, I'm taking vacations. Yeah, it's like, no makbeta gumnand, so I'm just really trying to find the light in everything,
It's been a minute.
I've been slowly becoming successful at that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's been a minute since we've sat across each other for one of these.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah,
I think the last time I sat across from you like this, it was still on radio.
Yes, I actually remember.
Years ago.
This is probably, damn it might be over 5 years,
Somewhere between 3 and 5. Somewhere between like 3 and 5.
That's way too long.
But I'm always seeing you go starting.
That's the thing, yeah. and the funny thing, we always kind of go, yo, we need to sit down at some point.
We should
do something, Well, we're finally here,
How have you been? A lot has been going on for you.
Yeah.
How have you been?
I've been good, man. Music is out. I'm enjoying making music, I mean, I always have, but now I'm like making it with in my head with that I'm gonna share this. It's not only just making it and filling a hard drive because I always make music regardless of whether there's an album or not. Like I just record and just keep the stuff. But now I'm enjoying the making and releasing, and going out there talking about it, performing the songs. I'm in a space where I'm enjoying the stuff again because it's like this thing.
Yeah.
You don't always constantly enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think anybody who says that is probably not being very realistic.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just, mic, studio, man, And then other days you can't wait to wake up, and go hit that because you just wrote it dope first. So I'm in the enjoying phase again.
What got you there? As you say, it's like a wave.
Yeah.
So what happened? What flipped it for you now to get to a point where you're like, man, I'm enjoying this again. I'm actually enjoying not being on the bench, actually getting out there. What changed it for you?
I think I internally found my place or a way in which I want to contribute. Right? So when I was embracing that I've been here 18 years, I'm big bro, man, I think that came with a lot of, now I can make music, based off of that or take out of that, because that's generally now my path. Because I hated it, Like I'd meet someone maybe who's just come in the game. Yo, put Kwesta, Kwesta, At some point, I was like, at one point, I used to hate it. I'm like, man, we're in the same place. It's the same. You're performing, I'm performing. We're the same age, man. Well, not age, but I'm young, bro. But now I'm like, actually, there's no stopping this because it's just. I can't be selfish about what I've done means to people, right?
Yes.
So if they go, yo, Kwesta, it's not an age thing. It's a respect thing. Like,
yes, it is.
Yo, I know you, and that's what they're meeting me for the first time. But like, I kind of grew up on you, type thing.
Yeah.
Like I grew up with you. I was listening to your stuff. It inspired me to do this. I like that. I didn't, So I've been a part of people's lives for that long that. And as soon as I started embracing that and kind of going, then I found because I didn't want to just rap for the sake of rapping,
right?
Especially because there's like a lot of things that maybe are being said. Just generally, the new guys have a way of doing their things. They want to go in. So I didn't want to just add to a number.
Right.
So that first, personally, I had to oh yeah, let me look at things and life and music from that sort of perspective instead of, I want to feel like I'm the hottest again. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, I want to just put out music that is made from the perspective of what I think the place that I think I'm at now.
So embracing bukhrotas
Yeah.
bagago.
Yeah.
Why? You know what I mean? I feel like, and a lot of the times I feel like, "Halarato wadi grootman," it's such a thing that we buck away from. "Grootman, no, I'm so fitly da, I'm so
Yeah.
fitly, no, I'm not quite there." But how have you embraced it as well as sense of the person?
Yeah.
And then Kwesta the artist, and why embrace it now? Because it's also, it's not an age thing necessarily, right?
Yeah.
Because also you're not 40 yet.
Not
So
yet.
it's not that.
Not yet. Yeah, it has bits of that because, I mean, if you hip hop generally, you know how it's looked at, which now the more I'm in it and the more I grow into myself, I kind of disagree with, but it's like a
young man's
man's sport. You know what I mean? So that kind of stays in your head, and you're like, ish, young man's sport. Because also personally, in my own just as a sense. I don't want to party till 5 a.m., you know, even if they playing hot hip hop stuff. You know, I don't want to do that.
But
I
also,
don't want to.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. like, even if I was to, like, say my wife and I are going out and we're saying, tonight we're not back by 5. We're way asleep at 5 a.m., okay? Like, say, peli lipat, you know, peliktal.
Yeah.
So that's just an example of just figuring out what part you play, you know. I'm not saying, like you're saying, it's not an age thing, but why embrace this is so I know what to contribute that is actually worth something.
Got you.
I've been here a long time, and I've seen a lot of artists, you know, and for me, the scene in itself, I've almost done everything there is to do. So it got hard to find angles from a perspective of a guy that's still trying to do everything. You know, so first I had to strip Kwesta of that, Senzo, of that urge to just want to be everywhere, want to be seen doing everything like a young guy. And then also then that worked out with the music. I don't want to just say everything because I'm a rapper or say that rapper-like thing, you know. I mean, yes, there's that because it's the sport of the game. But,
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, the whole perspective is from that. And why I embrace it now is, again, I've seen all days to see, but I've seen it from like an angle of really wanting to compete, right? For the spot or for the best bars, or, you know, I've seen all of that and I've gone through that, and I didn't want to go where it's like if you go in the studio, because you know, and okay, you know, so I had to change that approach with studio, you know, and so yeah, trying to connect that little bit of growth Senzo with Lokunjana has given me new perspective, and that's why the embracing of it is almost automatic, because that's where I am in real life. I'm really not trying to be the loudest. I'm not just trying to add value where I can and contribute where I can, and have conversations with the guys that are here and talk about their views, you know, the newer guys or the young guys now go, yo, how do you see this thing, you know? And because I open myself to that because of the Grootman thing now, you know.
Right.
I never used to have conversations about hip hop or what I think artists should do, you know, because I've never believed in, you know, as an artist, you are allowed and should do whatever the hell you want. You know what I mean? Like, that should be the thing. As an art, I can do any and everything without censorship of either the guys who have been here or government or whatever. You know, the whole thing is to just be myself as much as possible. But now that I'm older, I engage in conversation about, yo, you know, when I was doing that at that time, yo, we was going through, you know, even that approach in conversations is taken as advice by the younger artists, but it doesn't come across as that. I'm just sharing the history that I know and have seen, you know. So yeah, I was forced into embracing this big bro thing, man, to tell you the truth. It's like, oh, you live, because I can't say I don't want to party until whatever time, and then in real life, like as a sense, and then make music that is, that would require me to, you know what I'm saying? So the lifestyle of just Senzo kind of made me embrace this big bro theory thing, and it's like you were saying, it's not an age thing, it's experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life will throw things at you also
Of course.
that forces you to kind of step outside of your normal view or your normal way of viewing things.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of the times when I have conversations with you, it's about, sense of the man, because the man will influence the music.
Yes. Yes.
And I think it's incredibly important because, yes, there's a lot of things that we can get from the music. But you know me, I like to be like, no, I don't
Yeah.
furthermore.
Yeah.
On that note, how are you doing with the loss of your pops?
Jeez. It's strange a little bit, because my pops and I have the relationship with my father was good now, maybe in the past 7-8 years, right? 6-7 years. Before that, I had a lot of anger towards him, towards just the situation, because him and mom divorced years ago. But I wasn't mad at the divorce. It's just the how and all the things that took place after that. Yeah. That kind of make me question, you and your character, and it took a real conversation with him for me to go through a situation of forgiving and accepting, and seeing him, because he was generally a reputation to me. He was a reputation, like this figure. But I mean, I'd see him and but we never had a connection
like that,
until recently, and so it felt like right when we were, my dad, right? When I started saying things like that, like my dad, and then and then he wasn't there anymore. Also, the circumstances of how it's just, I'm trying to deal with it. It's painful. Sometimes a little more painful than I thought, or than I think. But when it hits, and you go, geez,
I ask because just speaking about, and firstly, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I ask because we speak about experiences that will impact a person, which will then ultimately impact how you approach your craft and things. If you yourself are changed, then the way that you go about doing things is changed as well. And I also ask because there is nothing like the grief wave.
Yeah.
That thing will change you. Osa sulfel and not ready and not prepared. And I just wanted to check in that way to see, are you okay? Yes, you give us great music, but it's Senzo first, then Kwesta.
Yeah, true. I can't sit here and, make it look a certain way, just paint an expected picture or a picture of me the perfect picture of the situation. It's I'm okay some days and some days I'm not.
It's like that.
It's just like, oh, then you remember, because it happened as I was making the big bro theory. Just literally had to take a moment to kind of think about, the approach, my approach. Is this a thing that's in the music? Is it not? Does it now? Do I change the whole? What has it done to me? Because also it took me a while to even cry about it, right? Just because, I knew it had happened, but, I hadn't seen how it will affect my life. I couldn't have known how
you won't know until you know.
Exactly, and so when I knew, it took a lot of tears, it took a lot of, release or trying, and those things would happen at unexpected moments. I remember one time my grandmother was just giving me a hug, and then boom,
Give me food. It's that warmth.
Yeah, I was like, oh damn, it felt like, and we didn't let go of each other for a while, and I was crying, and we weren't even discussing my dad. It had nothing to do with that. But I think I found like what I thought was the moment. I think that was like, I don't know. There's something in that hug, man. There was something in that hug, and so yeah. But to answer you, I'm okay sometimes, and sometimes I'm not. And grief will have you do such. In understanding, I'm a father also. And sort of what I feel and felt for my dad in the past 6, 7, 8 years was very deep and powerful. Our relationship was insanely crazy. We're good, like really good. And to have that taken kind of also makes you think about what sort of impact I'm having with, my kids or to my kids or what I'm trying to do, because I don't know what I'm trying to do with my kids. It's not like a plan. You plan as much as possible for their future, but you try and deal with their growing personalities, in different ways, and and their stages of growth, and you try and navigate with them through that. There's no like, no, we are,
And also because you have more than one kid, so you can't have one template, and the template for one child does not work.
Oh no,
cannot be assumed to work on another kid. And you might have an idea and be like, okay, this is how I'm going to parent. This is the kind of dad I'm going to be. This is how we roll around here. Okay, this is what we do. And then your kid comes out and goes,
say, nope, that's not. I don't respond to that.
That's cute, but that doesn't work for me.
Exactly.
Now you're like, but I have a plan.
Yeah. So
this is the plan.
I think sometimes you have to get rid of the stubbornness or the problem of trying to be all-knowing. We're not, and so yeah. But it makes me think about what effect I have. But as a parent, I really try and follow them. In everything. I mean, it's what I think if I was to design my childhood, I would have had a lot of like, just follow me, just help me, guide me, but follow me, let me go where I'm going, because I had to kind of, go against the grain, I was, and I mean, I had a good childhood. I'm not, love you, mom.
Hey, mama.
But yeah, I think my whole thing is to try and see where I can help instead of trying to decide what they should be.
Got it. Yeah.
I think my approach is more that, and a lot of it is based on the relationships and that I've had with my parents. Just taking, maybe this wasn't, or maybe I'd never liked that, and maybe, but that one that I didn't like helped me still here. Maybe I can instill it, but like this time, So there's no actual plan. It's just seeing things as they grow. And like you were saying, these are two different people, two different personalities. There's no cut and paste here, So you have to be conscious and intentional about the things you're trying to do. And you will fail. You'll go something and go somewhere, and then the results are not working. But it's not.
And you gotta watch out for that second child. The second kids are always the wild. I'm speaking as a second child.
I won't lie. My daughter is wild.
As a second born.
Yeah.
No, really wild cat.
No, I can agree with that. Let me tell you, I'm a second born also.
Oh, that's why. Oh, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I am a second born. And I wasn't wild necessarily, but what I'm doing now, this Kwesta thing, is completely wild. If
100%.
you check out just the family and just what are you talking about, right? It was a wild thing. Yeah, exactly.
Music.
It's like, wait, what?
No, I don't know. No,
so,
not yet.
So yeah, the second born is, no.
Gotta watch out.
Definitely. So now my second born is much wilder than my first. Much wilder.
How are you dealing?
We're trying, man. We are working. We are working towards a system.
Like overtime, Pelamo.
I mean, but and I say wild in like she's extremely happy, extremely friendly, extremely energetic, loud. Her mom extremely quiet, extremely in the corner. Her dad extremely in his corner, extremely quiet. Her sister extremely quiet, extremely her. It's a whole. Who are you? Like where? What? You know what I mean? So, but I mean, she brings in such a different dynamic to the family. It's enjoying. I enjoy just watching her kind of do all of that. But also with the eye of, maybe that one must nip in the bud now. Because that one, no. Exactly.
And just generally, since we're speaking about your family, how are you guys? How's everything going? And I mean, you know, it's really, really so dope to watch you grow, you know, over the years.
Yeah.
You know, when we first got introduced to you, you weren't Daddy Kwesta
Not
like
at all.
this, so
Yeah, yeah.
Javi Kwesta, and
Yeah.
it's become such a key part of you.
Yeah.
You know, even if you like go through your socials, you don't have to scroll far to
It's
see
there.
there's a
It's
family.
present. Yeah.
Man, how's the fam doing? And
It's
how are you
dope, man.
guys?
We're good. We're a family. So, again, some days we don't get along, you know. Some days we're unbreakable, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, we're generally, I think, yes, maybe we're unbreakable. But we're a family. So we go through, one is naughtier than the other, you know.
Oh, and
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like, I'm at a time. But I mean, we're good, man. I love watching those kids grow. I love being a married man. I love coming home. And the reason why it's like what you see on my social media or wherever is like that. So I try not to portray a certain thing, but I'm not trying to not be what I am, what I chose.
Like authentically
Yes,
happy
I'm
in
home.
your home.
I'm in the
life.
best times of like my day or whatever are, you know, that one time when you when you know the song came together and in studio. It's an amazing feeling. But the best moments of is just being around and being home. You know, I really enjoy that. Like it's not a anymore, at least it's not a I used to feel like, oh man, now that I'm here, I need to not do that or do a little bit of that and not do. So now I'm like, why would I want to go anywhere else? You know what I mean? Why do I want to leave? You know what I mean? So for me, it's really, I love it. You know, I love watching it happen. I love watching us get closer together. I love just the dynamic of being sensitive. Being sensitive to me is more important than, you know, smash hit, right? It's really, and maybe it's like if I was to hear myself say this, I'd probably go, because Nick Dahl #1. That's why Nick Dahl. That's why I show that. You know,
You sound like the haters on the socials. Because
yeah, because you know, which there's half truth to. I mean, it's like, but the intention of me is regardless of how Kwesta performs in the public eye or how it's seen, I will read that and see that while I'm home.
Got you.
You know, regardless. Like it's not stuck in
not
this
in
place that
prison.
I can't leave. You know, I'm choosing. Every time I need to leave, I'm like, do I really? Or maybe can we? Like, I'll take a meeting down the road from the house. Like, please, can we do it here instead? And can we? And you know, because just generally I'll take them and they go swing or whatever while I'm doing this, because I really am enjoying this part and I really want to kill it. Right? I really want to be great at it. You know, just this is now being a father. At least I want to kill that. Right?
Are you a good dad? Do you think you're a good dad?
Though I used to think, first of all, that how the kids turn out will let me know how. And I thought, nah, that's not.
When yourself a wild card. You can't
I can't really base it off that. It's not. So, but they'll have to tell me, man. Like if you were to ask my kids, whatever they say, in their most honest form, would then be that truth. You know,
Yeah.
I can tell you right now that I'm trying my utmost best, and I
Doing
work
your
at it more
best.
than I work on anything. You know, is that. Therefore, most of my energy goes into that, and a lot of times when I put my energy into something, I get pretty good at it. You know, so what I'm trying to
Catch
say
that?
here.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm great, but what I am saying is that when I give it my energy, I'm
I
great.
normally turn out good at something that I try really hard at. So yeah, but I think I'm not. I like the father I am. For me, at least,
Good,
I like the
yeah.
father I am, and how it pans out would be, you know, they're the only ones who can answer that factually.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I can sort of put out my efforts and say, I tried to do this and I'm trying, but they're the ones that could give you an actual, like, you know, if you ask me about my parents, I'll tell you, like the kids would be the perfect people because they would check back into their childhood.
Yeah.
It's not only how they turn out that matters, it's how they grew up and what was instilled in them, and whatever they do shouldn't be, or whatever career they pick. That has nothing to do with the parents, just what type of people and values they have, and what time they had growing up. How did they grow up?
Yeah.
Those type of things. But because we're in the process, very tough for me to say. But like I said, I get pretty good at stuff. I give my energy to.
It's a phone
Check-
call
check
anyway.
us out.
On the other side. Kutlwa gore, "Din sang, pila pila ko ntlong." All right, so you speak about making the big bro theory, and then this big change happens in your life, and so there was a lot going on around it. But so where does the big bro theory start? Its inception for you, where you're like, this is something that I'm doing, this is something that I'm making, and what's that first thing that's like,
Yeah.
this is what we're going to do. This is the direction that we're going down. I don't know if you're like me, ideas and concepts and things come very strangely. I'll see it in a dream, or I'll be on the toilet, or in the shower. Then I'm like, notebook. Oh, wait.
Gotta write this
Or
down.
when I'm driving, like a long drive, and I'm like, I can't write. I can't do anything. Here's an idea. So speak to me about the spark.
So, I suck at that. I'm serious at noticing things that are. I like to kind of follow whatever it is that leads me. Whatever idea I think is it's the universe. It's God talking, saying something, and I'll try and follow that. So I'll have an idea, but I'll barely ever write it down, and I'll forget it, and I'll have something. And like what you're saying, you think about something and you want to know. I suck at that.
Stress me out so much.
I completely suck at that, and I'll go, oh, what was I thinking about? It's like I'll think of a melody and lose it. I'll think of a bar and go, yo, man, I know it was about Alicia Keys. But what were the keys doing? What did I say? So I'm very bad at putting things down and kind of going, yo, that hit me then. So I get into studio a lot with like almost no idea of what I'm gonna do.
Oh my God, I'd be so stressed.
I promise you, it's like but because I just kind of go into studio, I wasn't for a while. I never thought I didn't want to work on an album, but I just wanted to kind of just rap or whatever, as I just do. Yeah, as I just normally do. I was just rapping on beats. Yo, send me a beat, and I rap. And what I was like, yeah, it's better than that one. Yeah, great. And then another one, send me a beat, But these things had no plan or no sort of thing that I'd written down. So if I make it, I don't even tell guys what type of beats I want. And I need to give a word to the producers out there. Please send me any type of beats, please. when you do get a chance to, you get that email, any type, because 90% of the time these guys will send me a good type beat, a spirit type beat, or where it's like, which is dope, but I do other things. So with that said, so I do a lot of that also. Just pick a beat, just rap and do a kwaito beat, just rap. And so whether I'm rapping on a kwaito beat, a very hardcore sort of boom bap beat, a club sort of joint, a very sad type. So I was doing a lot of that, just writing and rapping for not necessarily a purpose, for skill or out of habit, or it's just what I do. I don't know how else to function. It's just I have to write and rap something, and so in doing that, having done that a lot, I sort of then, I think I had a lot of songs, right? And I was having like a conversation with Tserofatso or MG, who's like my music director and guitarist, and he kept nagging me about an album, right? He was like, "Man, your money album." And I'm like, "Ish, yeah, we'll see." And in my head,
I feel like it.
Because we play all these songs like and whatever, but I didn't have, a purpose, or I didn't have a thought. Let's make an album, and And I think from that, I started, then the idea was popped in my head, so what if, what if we worked on an album? What would it sound like? What would it be that is something you'd want to say, or something, and that's when like coming into the Grootman sort of thing kind of starts kicking in. And I'm like, but now, so preacher, or and I'm like, so I just started listening to beats and stuff, and as a producer that I started listening to from Oyanga had put me on to like this guy who makes beats, and it's like, okay, he's like a guy from the States, but I was just listening to beats and sounds, and when I did, I made a song which was called Salvation, where it's like we didn't end up releasing it, but it's like a very it's like it exposes and puts out and tries to be as honest as possible about the shit that I've done wrong, right? Like,
ooh, no wonder Lisa. That's
like it was like it's
that sounds like Okela from your heart, and just going
killing this Kwesta guy, bro. I'm like, I'm tearing him apart, right? Or the Senzo guy, it's one of the two, or it's both, but I'm tearing them apart, right? Like, I'm really like, it's
ripping them a new one each.
Ripping them a new one, and it's not even like from like, from like a very aggressive type thing. It's like a conversational type of thing. It's like one of these long ass rap verses that doesn't have a chorus, right?
Yeah,
but it just speaks on just the things that I should have done better, I did wrong, where I disappointed myself, where I disappointed somebody else, where I disappointed, and where I messed up with this. Yeah, it was like, sheesh. And when I listened back to that, I'm like, damn.
Wasn't that tough?
So what now? It was. I didn't even think about, like, again, like I'm saying, I don't plan these. It's like I'll hear a beat and then, once I start writing it, I kind of formulate what I'm going to say as I'm already writing, right? I rarely ever, have the concept and then find the beat. I normally just either make the beat there and go, and so it ended up being that. It got tough when I realized what it was doing.
And I mean, just listening back also must
when
be
you're bumping back, it was a tough listen.
Else.
It was tough to record because also it wasn't one, and I was doing it at home alone. Right? I was recording it, and you make a mistake, and you go, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe, because also you're very aware as you're recording it, because I didn't one take it. It was like, nah, let's run it back from here. And, and I kept saying these things over and over and over. And I think from that point on, which ended up being really great for me because I was saying things that I've never really sat down and honestly spoke about, whether on song or even to myself, because I normally, if somebody comes at me with, with something that I may have done wrong, the natural thing is for me to, in my head, to try and rush to my head as many ideas or as many thoughts of when I did good as possible. But you messed up there. Yeah, but I also,
look.
So
I know I kicked you in the shins, but how about all the other times where I rubbed your shoulders?
You know what I mean?
And made you feel good.
Yeah,
that kind of vibe.
Exactly. So I had that sort of relationship with sort of myself where it's I see that, but so I'd painted this, well, not godly, but very, very great guy picture of myself in my head.
Nobody wants
which is
to,
not completely a lie. Yes, it's not a, I'm a great guy. But,
humble.
I mean, there's things that...
Humble guy.
I hate that one. I even thought about, maybe put out an album where it's just the opposite of humble. Everything. Everything is the opposite of humble.
Unhumble.
Yes, to unhumble myself. So yeah, it helped in that sense where it was... there was very little filtering in that, especially even because I knew early that I'm not going to release this. Right?
That's what I'm saying. No wonder how I release.
At least not now. It may come out at some point.
Yeah.
But so it helped me get to a point of oh, this is what I actually think of myself, not the things that I'd like maybe to say to you know, to say to, this is what I think of me, or I think of my mistakes. This is literally me sitting with the fact that here are like a list of things. And so after that, then now starts coming, now the creative thing is like, yo, I want to work on an album now.
Let me tell you something that happened to you. Nah, that Salvation record.
Yeah.
Probably just you unburdened yourself.
Yeah.
You released yourself from yourself. And because of that, now you weren't blocking other things.
Yeah, I think.
Like you removed yourself
totally
as
agree.
a stumbling block for yourself.
For myself, yeah.
Because you might not have been able to then get into that zone and create the kind of music you've created in that time, in that way, if you hadn't faced yourself
Myself first. Yeah.
in that way. And that's easily one of the most difficult things to do. That thing is not nice.
You know, I think I agree 100% with what you're saying, and I know it's not nice. You know, it's the worst part about it is so I get like a shock when it's happening, because I want to go through a process where I'm honest with myself and I'm unburdening
Doesn't
myself.
happen like that
it was just
anyway.
like, wait, what? What? Oh, that's
No,
crazy.
no overdue.
Yeah,
Because
it
it happened to you. It came and found you because it was like, you're taking long to get here. Oh.
Yeah. And, you know, with that, there was also, like, I then got into that, right? I was like, okay, I'm done with this. And Younger and I hit the studio. First I decided, okay, I want to work on an album, but I want to approach this differently. I don't want beats. You know, I want to go make beats. You know, and I want to see the process of the beat being made. I want to rap to it, then there. You know, I want to make a terrible song on a good beat, and then fix it, and then mess that one up. You know, I want that whole sort of thing. I don't want to come with like 10 songs in my pad and just finding beats. I want it to just all be, at least as much of it as possible, to really be created here and in there. So we went to a place and we started doing that. And then there was one joint I did with Younger, which also didn't make the album. Beautiful song. It's literally one of my favorite songs.
How?
Yeah,
why didn't it make the cut?
It has a bit of that. Self-killing thing.
Okay.
But positively, like in this time it was shaped, and it wasn't like just expression. It was, you know, just saying it. And really the only reason it didn't make the album is because it's gonna make another album that is purely almost, it fits another soundscape. Right?
Death of Kwesta. You heard it. No, I'm kidding. Don't take my word for it. I'm making stuff up on the way.
You know, so that was a bit more of that, and so those type of things kind of then created the tone of the album. And when we started making beats and working on that, initially the album, I wanted to call it Love Is Free, and then as we started making them, I honestly had to think about that, and I said, no, it's not.
Okay. Thanks.
It's I was like, it's really, it's not. You know, it takes a lot to love, you know, and it takes a lot to be loved also. Like, it's effort both ways, regardless. Shit ain't free, you know. I was like, okay, and I've believed that for so long. Yeah, love is free, man. Just
no, it's not.
There. It's absolutely not.
Love is not free.
Absolutely. To
love
give or to
easy.
receive, it's not easy.
Love is work.
Yes, exactly. You know, and this doesn't have to be two people in a relationship type love. All sorts of love are work.
Even in your family.
Yes. It's all
you know,
work.
like, sometimes that's why what I say sometimes when it comes to love is, I need you to like me, even if you love me, because that's important.
Yes. Okay, I hear you.
You know, like me, just as a person. Sometimes love feels obligatory. Like, oh, you're my brother. Okay, so I gotta love you. Oh, you're my sister. I gotta love you. No, like me.
Yes.
Because when you like something, you move very differently, and especially when love is not looked at rather as something obligatory. Like, oh, you're my husband. I gotta love you.
That's
Like,
so cool. Okay. I agree with that.
Like,
100%.
you gotta like me. You see how you treat things. You like your car, so you take a little bit of extra care. You go to the car wash every week. You make sure that you don't do funny things in there. Like me. Don't just love me, like me. But that's a choice as well that you need to make. So it's not free, it's not easy. You have to decide. Yeah, I love Kwesta. Okay, but do I like him?
Yes,
Like, do I like him?
Exactly. I agree with that 100%. So yes, like me, maybe, yeah. So that's why the love is free.
Love ain't free.
It
I'm
was
glad you
like,
changed.
no, this is a blatant lie. You know, how could I be so wrong? And we had it up there in the house in the little all these boards.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like love is free. Okay, we're working on beat 1, 2. Maybe if we knew we were doing it, because what we did is we'd get into this house and we'd stay for like 5 days or whatever, and kind of figure out what we're gonna do then. And then we'd write it all down, and then come back maybe. And we're the guys I work with are also just family guys with kids.
No,
guys
you
with-
can't be away from the house for weeks and months on
Exactly.
end,
Yeah.
guys.
So it's like, yo,
it's a problem.
we're gonna push a couple of days. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go back. We're gonna be home, be present, and come
Yeah.
back here and refresh and see. So it was there as love is free, and I think it stayed there for like the whole first session.
Okay.
All of those things, and the type of when I got home and started playing back what we were making, especially in terms of production, I got rid of a lot of sounds that I wanted it to sound. In fact, initially I wanted it to sound very jazzy.
Okay.
In terms of the elements that are in there.
Yeah.
And then I wanted it to sound very TKZ. Yeah. And then I'm like, nah. And then I wanted it to sound very boom bap rap. And then I stopped that, right? I was like, I don't want it to sound like anything. In fact, let's just make the music because, I've been here this long and I really want to try things. I want to give people something familiar, but also give them something that's like, okay, that's wild and different and all of that. I just want to contribute and just be in this space as a person who's been here for this long. And that sort of then sparked the title, where it was bigger than just, yo, I need this to pop. It was like, I need to contribute to this thing because there's guys that are, that it's given me a long career.
Yeah.
So I started thinking about the careers of the guys that are in here
Yeah.
and what role that would be. And it then became sort of the big bro theory. And this is also when we're making jokes just generally in the bus about, man, why am I groot, man? Because sometimes I'd bump into someone older than me by age, Kwesta, groot man lam, and so that then sparks the whole notion of it's not an age thing, it's not it's just a way that you are seen just based on the things that you've done and their effect on people, and that's how then it became the big bro theory, which is just contributing. I think being a big bro is not trying to be the loudest in the room, but with what you do, there's a certain example set, there's a certain standard set, there's a certain, the way you love what you're doing kind of rubs off. It's like giving someone advice without being imposing about it, or telling someone to, it's almost like, it's not yazi uma ungenzi kanje kuzoyenzeka kanje, it's like mina ngenze kanje kwaflopeka la.
That's generally where you lose people, when you try and tell them what to do.
Yes.
People hear you less, but when you either infer or just by the way that you move, that's when you are likely to grab someone and actually have them paying attention, and then they'll come to you and be like, I kind of like that, and be like, okay, well, this is my experience.
Yes.
This is why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's that. That's how that thing came about, and we made quite a very intentional body of work that is not like just the one thing. So it's a thing that's going to be expanded on in general, like holistically, just in Kwesta, and whenever you think and see Kwesta, also musically, it's not just here's the album Big Bro Theory, the next one is White Walls. No, it's somewhat going to be it's an expansion on just that whole notion of trying to contribute as much as possible because of the experience, because of having been of dubbed Big Bro, because of that, and taking that on as a responsibility, not necessarily just as a uyintwana yami ngiyihlotman lakho, just nje as a status thing.
Like a sunning thing.
Yeah, it's not
gonna
at all a
sun
sunning
you.
thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as it unpacks, it'll be seen as such. But there's still a lot more coming in this idea of that's why it's a theory, right? And maybe next we'll do the practicals and then we'll figure it out. But
It's
yeah,
tough.
there's definite expansion coming from that, and yeah, that's how it then got called. It got called the Big Bro Theory, because this album really was made intentionally, from like the first kick all the way to the last thing you hear was done in one room. There's one song only that was done in a different place.
Why?
When I listened to everything else, I was like, something's missing. We're ready and done, and I was like, something's missing. And that song is
Is it Out of Love?
No, so Out of Love was already there. It was yeah.
I thought I was gonna guess. I'm not. There's 12 joints in there. I'm not gonna get this right.
No, Out of Love was one of the first joints.
Really?
Crazily enough, yeah, it was one of the first joints, which then speak to, it's like right after the Big Bro sort of thing had to just happen. It's like, oh yeah, and then my head got into that, my heart got into that, my whole energy. I mean, that song is generally Big Bro-ish, and so that song I'm talking about is Contra with Kid X. That's I think that was one of the last joint. That's the last joint we made for the album.
Really?
Where, I was like, nah, something's missing, man. Oh yeah, it's that Kid X verse,
Needed that chemical X.
Exactly. But everything else was pretty much the same energy in the same environment.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was.
I love
very
hearing that. Okay, speaking about intentionality, so Arweka, because I want to get into the album a little bit more. But let's start with the cover. It's an upside down house girlfriend. So tell me about that. Tell me about why there, why that.
So this is the work of J.R. Eko, right?
Yeah.
Who's brilliant, just generally. So I was just telling him just about the music, and in fact I sent him music. I wasn't just telling him. Sent him some of the things we'd done. I was just, even before, because now I was intentionally working on an album. It was before we mixed and mastered, or I sent some other thing with just one verse, and I was just sending him so he gets
Here's
the
my
idea
chicken scratch.
Exactly.
So you
he
know
just
where
gets
we're
an
going.
idea of where we're going. And he had like a lot of ideas and a lot of this, but what we then ended up discussing was, this sort of play on obviously the Big Bang Theory, with Sheldon's spot, and if I'm on that side of the couch, but then the upside down house is then a representation of just not, things aren't perfect. Like it's so we don't make this beautiful picture that makes everything perfect. It's like, but we can make this beautiful piece of work even with the knowledge that things aren't, the house is upside down, or
Perfection
I'm
and the
making this album, I
imperfection.
got a debt here. I'm making this album, I just heard about the loss of someone. I'm making, so it's in fact I did lose my dad while working on it, but I didn't tie that immediately together. But it's like, whatever it is that this music gives you, none of it is coming from a place of thinking that I got my shit together to a point of being Big Bro, but I've been here long enough to the point of being Big Bro. But it's not all roses or perfect. My life ain't perfect, but I got a thing or two to say. So it's pretty much that. It's like just a nice little smart play on the Big Bang Theory and me sitting on my spot, not going for anybody else's. Yeah, exactly. Not going for anybody else's. And it was just, and it looked dope, when he was telling me just about it, I just got into it, and I felt like it tied nicely to the music, and I was like, yeah, and it's like got more color than I would normally come out as, but I was like, yeah, it's also new and refreshing like that.
It's also different.
Yes, it's
like the big broness. It's
yes,
also different.
Exactly.
It's reflective of where you're at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into this Big Bro Theory, and I'm chuckling like this because as I've been listening, and I remember was listening just yesterday as well. And then I was driving and I chuckled and I was like, yeah, Kwesta, you big broken. There are places where it's like, really, I don't have time, patience, and capacity for load shedding anymore.
Yes. Yes.
I picked up on that and I was like, oh, fed up. Oh, fed up. It's just, you can't say, get fed up.
Yeah.
Like that.
You're definitely right. There is a sense of that. But also it's like, you do it. I did this, that. Now you get it, you know. I'm just getting less of it. You know, I'm discussing other things now, you know. So yeah, definitely there was that. There was definitely that. You know?
Because there's two different joints where it's like, I was like, hey, yes, Tetisa today.
So it's big bro. Let me tell you. So big bro is not only just, it's not preaching and advice and this. It's also, you understand? You know what I'm saying? If you think about, if you have older siblings, it's not always smiles. And sometimes we are cool.
No,
like we are cool. Serious.
Yeah, no, it's not nice. And
yeah, so there are definitely moments like that where it's not all necessarily just kumbaya and niceness, you know. It's tough love at some point.
Gotta let you know some things.
Yeah, gotta let you know some things, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, you also open it very strong.
So nobody cares, bro. Nobody.
That's not how you said it.
Yeah, I know.
That's still soft. No, I really. I was like,
nobody gives a fool.
No, but, which is what I like. Never forget
why you do.
Why you do.
Yeah.
Why open like that? I love it. I love it.
It's really that. It's like, you know, in this world of like public opinion and the court of and this and you know, sensationalization of stuff, it's and then believing that it's like half the things that is being said in comments or in whatever are just, you know, for that they all clickbait stuff, and sometimes that gets into real life situation where people can make it seem like you are everything. You know, they don't care. It just looks good that they said that. You know what I mean? And then there's real love out there available, of course. But it's like at the end of it all, what matters to you and what pushes you is your love for something. You know what I mean? Like anything that you love, we're talking about how, you know, love isn't free. Is so the effort you put into loving something and into, you know, as soon as you forget that, then you start, you know, relying on public perceptions, on thinking that we care. You know, that's why I say truth is nobody gives a fuck. But just don't forget why you do, because then you're motivated by something that's internal, that is authentic to you. You know, this is now your motivation and not necessarily only the validation. You know, because there's nothing that's worth doing just to please anyone outside of yourself. You know? Yeah. You do that sometimes as like intentionally. Like if I'm going to help you with something, I'm helping you, I'm doing something for you, you know, and that's fine. If I'm doing something, I'm not going to wait for you to say it's okay for me to do this, or kind of do it in a way that I think you're going to, you know. So I need to care about it first. I need to, you know, give a F about it before anything else. And the reality of the world is that really until you've shown us, or until you love something and put in that much effort into it, only then do we care. But we're generally not I don't want people to think the world is ready. It's like as soon as you step out the door, like we're gonna kiss your feet and what, you know. No,
you learn the hard way.
That's when the world is just so everyone's busy, everyone's, you know, and it doesn't make people bad people. It's just there's so much to do than to give a damn about you. You know, you give a damn about what you do.
Yeah,
that is all that is needed from you in life. You know, is being somewhere on purpose, meaning doing something on purpose, being, you know. So that's why it's like nobody gives a fuck. Just don't forget why you do, you know. And as soon as you don't forget that, you don't need me to say anything about it.
Yeah.
know? I mean, I will, because I'm just shit's whack. But you know, I'm still gonna do it because I'm doing it because I don't forget why I give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what it is.
yeah, you came out strong. I was like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I was like, but it's love. And then the next words of the album is as Tanda Ziladin, right? Like
Yes.
literally the first thing after the, just
That
don't
was
forget
the
what you do.
setup. I'm saying something. That was like, hey, I'm talking. Hello.
Yes.
Come around.
Over here. Over
Hello.
here.
Come around. Yeah. Yeah. Now we're like, then you're like,
Yeah.
so what I was saying.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right. Then we move into the throne.
Yeah.
You know, tell me a bit more about the throne.
Tough love again, but also, I mean, it's rap at the end of it all. You know, all these things we try and theme, and a lot of the times people, like when I say the intention of being big, bro, it's not. I'm not here to preach about a life in jail or whatever. It's hip hop also. I'm showcasing skill, right? This is the whole point, and the art in hip hop is being able to. It's not just rhyming, right? That is a skill in itself, but being able to say something clever and then informative and memorable, and and all in the mixture of it rhymes, it's on beat, it's such a dope flow, it's so that was like a rap thing I wanted to do, but I also kind of wanted to just talk about this chasing, to let you know that I'm not chasing this throne. I've sat on it, and farted on it. Sorry. and
with so
I'm
much
not,
grace.
I'm not
and
chasing
elegance.
it anymore. Yeah, it's like I'm not chasing it, and I'm trying to say it doesn't come with all it seems to come with. It's got its own things. Made a lot of millions, but was never rich. All the way to heaven for the hell of it. Until I showed love to her, make it with. No one really showed. It's like everyone loved me until I showed love to her, make it with. It's not me getting married and people just going, man, but it's all those things. It's all those things, just putting them there with the, that's what this place comes with, but for me, I'm not gonna, protect it in a certain, in any way outside of just, just proving it to you through these raps, and just kind of, I'll rap, and then whoever's sitting on the throne can sit on the throne, or be put on the throne, or whatever the situation is. But when they're sitting there, they go, "Oh, but that guy, maybe he must sit here." I don't want to say I don't have time to kind of go, "Yo, the throne's mine." I want whoever's sitting on it to go, "Ooh, I need to deserve this."
Just also understanding
the
gravitas of this thing.
Yeah,
as well.
It's like it's a big place to be in, so this thing, we could look at it as like it's not an award only. It's not something you get handed. It's not something you earn it. You work it. You work the music. You find connections with people. You find connections with rhyming, with just rapping. You give it your best. You go in at it, and then someone says, "Geez, maybe he should sit here." You know what I'm saying? So that's what pretty much I was saying. I'm saying I've done everything it would take for me to sit here, and I can get up and walk around if I want, right? I'm not tied to this thing, but the one thing that put me here is this ability. Here we go. This thing. You know what I mean? This is why I sat there,
And I think it also just speaks to like this idea of whether somebody feels like you deserve to be there or not, you're still there. And no one's opinion can stop what is meant for you.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
You can't stop this thing.
It just is. It's in me. It's, just don't forget what you do, right? It's just that you can't stop it. It's like that's how you become unstoppable, when you don't forget why you do it. And so that's what I think I am, and that's what I was trying to say on that song. That, yeah, but ivar. Yeah.
There's a joint where you say money can fuck up the glory. I already know.
Yeah.
That stuck out to me, and I was like, why?
I mean, the story is out there, right?
Why?
It's like it then becomes because money becomes the purpose. I mean, it is true. It's music, so you want to make a living, therefore, or anything that you do. It's that you love it, but you want to make a living because you know, we are a society. I mean, you know, and you have to be able to buy food. You have responsibilities to yourself, to whomever you bring to this world, and whoever is dependent on you, and all of that. So, I'm not, you know, oblivious to the importance of money. But I am, through experience or through having gone through it, have seen not having it and having it and the two different sort of effects that has on you and people around you and the purpose of what you do. And so in my head, what we were trying to do, say with rap life and stuff like that, everything was really dope until a shitload of money, right? It's like, or until a comfortable amount of money. Let me not also make it look like it was a billion. You know,
Hey, if it was a shitload for you at the time, it was a shitload for you at the
exactly,
time.
you know what I'm saying?
It's
So-
relative to everybody. So if that's what it was for you, that's what it was for you.
Yeah. And I think that for me was like, so with me, like the success of everything made me enjoy doing this thing less. You know, so some of it is just from me, and some of it is just us connecting as a group and as
Yeah.
a working. But also just me, I didn't know how to write, approach, and things. You know, from what is now a place of privilege, somewhat. It gets sort of tricky because it's like, ish, you know, I rap about crate and everything that inspired me in the hood, just sitting la mangbona ubana dlula, you know, or walk around the hood with a notepad and a pen, and everyone's calling me crazy, you know. It's like, so those are things I used to draw from, you know. Now I don't live at home, I live alone, I have a car, I have
Awusahlali
money, salary,
ku-crate.
and ngidumile, I just won 6 summers, like I'm the guy.
I'm that guy.
And that's the reality of that time. What the hell do I draw from that? Right? It's like, this is the reality, but what am I drawing? What am I, you know, that's when a lot of the stuff then kind of turns into internal stuff, you know. This is when your ketiles are, you know, it's like, now I'm drawing from just me and because I'm not drawing around, I'm not drawing out of, yeah. Because this is, it's too pretty, right? It's pretty here, man. Like,
Yeah, and also
pretty.
I don't think maybe, you know, we'd resonate very well with hearing about your marble countertops if that's
Yeah,
your new
exactly.
reality
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
because it's a bit like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
When nobody Heineken?
Yeah, exactly. Uthini manje?
I go
You know?
whoa.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that, you know, your life is not going to change, and as a result your subject matter is not going to change as well, but it might be a bit jarring
Yeah.
at that point in time. So I can understand why you would maybe have that kind of struggle and be like, well, I'm not really trying to tell you that, like, I just got this and I bought this and now this is how I'm living and whatever. That's not really what I'm trying to do with it.
Yeah, exactly. And accepting that, however, it's the reality.
But it is,
right?
I do have these marble countertops.
You know, out of just the work just being done by this group,
Yeah.
there's these benefits and these things that
Yeah.
have changed, you know, and so that's how it affected me, sort of creatively, and just like as Malimar. You know, that's what money can fuck up the glory, I already know. And also just the glory. Yes, it's like you don't want to say that, but it's like
but inside kancane nje
nah,
just
flop
for
yazila
le
masingaba
creative.
ivar masibringe ivar iflopile nyo yabona kuba sinayo kube sasipana sonke kube sisat and kube sisipana kamnandi kube ngisarep enyinto, you know. But yeah, so that creatively, that's how. And also I think there was just some effects just to the group, and also the pressure just of what now, what to do next, and the team getting bigger and higher and fire and this and that, which I really didn't want to be involved. Yeah, in my, so then I started staying away from sort of, you know, that, and kind of would just be by myself or something, you know, or just end up on Pshaga Kulu, just to, you know, it was almost like, I remember I was sitting with Zenga just talking about this from around 2018-ish, at the times of spirit and everything for me was almost like autopilot type thing. Like I wasn't effectively putting in effort into things, into us. I wasn't looking. Hey man, I was floating somewhere. Some things,
Just on the wave.
just on the wave.
Tsamalona so.
And yeah, because it sounds like it's nice life problems. It sounds like but it felt hard to find a landing spot anywhere that I felt, oh shit, this is maybe the right place to be in. And then also you this is now 2018, you fast forward a year or two later, the whole rap life thing is now, and it's like, oh yeah, I think one of the last times we got along really well, the flow was there, the music was amazing, was when we didn't have quite a lot going. And so that's what that means. It's like, oh yeah, shit, money can fuck up. Now I already know, just based off of experiences. That's what I mean by that.
How you feel about money now?
Wait, I need more. I need.
You want some more marble countertops?
I again, it's not my main reason, but just in terms of just understanding my worth, my time's worth, just understanding my family's needs, just understanding my needs, things I like, maybe from PlayStation or, like just being able to,
expensive needs.
So I don't necessarily have, like, I don't set financial targets and go, this year I want to make, or this year I want to make, it's I want to be able to do things that I want.
Yeah.
Right? And I know that takes money, but I think of money as a tool, as something that I can use to get things that I want, and that's how I'm really trying to operate with money. I know I have to work to get money. I do, however, think about retiring and growing old, but how to get money in. So I try get the help of people that can help me with that aspect of it. But as far as the chase, it's there so I can just do the things I want, do the things I have to do, do the things that I'm responsible for, take care of them. Exactly. So yeah, that's how I feel about money. But I do also feel like it's almost easier. I don't have a big team I'm working with. The team is on the road. It's us. It's the team on stage.
Yeah.
As far as because I'm not looking to start some music record label type situation with a roster of 10 dope artists.
Just when some of us were going to try to learn how to rap.
I can't. You can do
no,
that.
No.
The signing won't be from me. So right now I don't have, because I won't have a company that does that. Not based on your talents, please. So I mean, my whole thing, again, but that will be stretched in the expansion of being a big bro and contributing, right? I'm trying to set up things where I can help artists without kind of being their boss,
Got it,
or signing them or preaching independence and all of that, yet having artists under contract and stuff. And for me, it's just been confusing all the time. So my contributions won't be through signing artists. So I don't need a team to keep this record label afloat. I just need a team that kind of focuses on Senzo and Kwesta. That'd be a guy who advises me financially, admin, and because I'm admin terrible, and those things. But all those things are just focused on Senzo, Kwesta, well-being of the actual person and whatever we can do with brand Kwesta, and that's about that, So there's no pressures to accumulate imali engaga so we can just stay afloat and operate. It's as philisana and siyaphilisana. So I just need right now, enough to do the things I have to do the things I want to do, and hopefully what I put away multiplies to a point where when if I'm not working, I can still live a comfortable life. The
Yeah.
kids can be fine. But, that is always a process that takes years and years of stuff. And maybe in time there might be some side interests that I have that I may invest in whether it be a time or,
Yeah.
But generally, I'm not inspired by money musically or creatively at all. I mean, I don't even rap about money, right? It's very tough for me, and unless I'm saying things like that, like
Yeah.
money can fuck up the.
No, but you're not out here being like, oh, I got all these M's.
Yeah,
Let's go blow them. Like that's not where you're going with it when you do speak about money. It's not that kind of tip. It's not about
Yeah. It's because in
like
in
you don't
tips
wear
like
it
that, it's
on you.
Yeah, it would be. It's not my personality. Isn't that in real life?
Yeah.
If you met
No,
me,
there are some people
it's-
who it fits with.
Yeah, it's like
Ne?
yes, generally.
Khoshabo. I mean, there's a lane for it in hip hop. You know,
Of course,
it comes with so
of
many
course,
different things.
yeah.
We're not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but
And there's people who can do like if you think about Nas, right? He's not very, but he is. He'll tell you.
Looks
tell
like
you these
money.
lifestyle bars and
yeah, he
and then tell you
looks
some real hood shit. Right?
like
Yeah,
money.
it's like
but
so.
he's not the one saying, "I am money. Do you see this money on me?"
But but he can give you this luxury and also this
Yes.
real, so I'm not against all of that. It's just my personality wouldn't be able to listen back to something like that and
Rekao
confidently
makala.
put out. Sometimes you think about it when mawuhole kahle, uvele uphaphe. And then I go, yeah, papa. You know what
No,
I mean?
re ka o makalla rona ba bang re- and then
Ungenwe yini manje lo?
go monate, o kgotse.
Yeah, sometimes these days are good, man. Sometimes days are good. But yeah, I would even shock myself, right? If I sort of. Also, there's, sometimes with like information in rap, sometimes I even write, and this happens with a lot of artists that manje senzeni. It's always like my thing. That question is just like some of the things I try to answer when I'm writing. Manje senzeni. It's like manje. Oh, I can answer that. Okay, I can answer it. Therefore, it stays in the song. But if I ask myself, and I can't answer that one. Therefore, it's not in the album. It's not. That's for me. Answer that question, please, artists. Answer that question. Once you make a song, manje senze. You can answer that one and keep it there. If not,
Wow.
it's challenging.
You see, you really are in your Grootman sties right now. Because even though it's like,
Yeah.
but I feel like a pre-Grootman Kwesta would not be like that. He'd be like,
exactly.
oh,
It's a little more descriptive.
nice for you. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, figure maybe, but now you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's cool. It's something who's sensara cool. Also, I need to listen to what I like, So this is just from me personally. I just like listening to music that when I go manje, I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah.
So when I filter my playlists or what, I need to care about what I'm listening to, whether it's for groove or for whatever.
Yes.
I need to just care about it, and that's what I try and do. Also, when I make music, because I also want to make stuff I can listen to.
Yes.
Not stuff that's going to work, but I don't play it ever. I want to listen to my own stuff.
You
but when I'm
must.
alone, because I can't listen to myself spanning.
Really? Why?
I hate it. I don't know, actually. It's
That is so interesting.
so sometimes one of the reasons is that a song will come out and it's out and it's there and it's done what it needs to do, or it's a smash or whatever. But there's always things that I know. I know the real line was this, and you said that. You know what I mean? So there's always that. Like when I'm around people, I'm like, do you think Bazo
is it also maybe now because people are around and listening? Now Melu's calls herself to not have a reaction, to be like,
Yeah, exactly.
No, if only you knew.
This is not how the thing was supposed to sound, So yeah, but there's many reasons that maybe I have that are situational. Like in this situation, maybe I wouldn't like to hear it because such and such. And in this situation, yeah, it's fine. I mean, I can bump my own. But I'm saying, and just socially, a lot of the times, please don't play my stuff. Like if we're hanging out socially, and we're not in a club or something. Like
Really?
play some unreleased stuff or stuff that's generic. Don't play my stuff. But we sit at restaurants sometimes. A lot of the times, like restaurant owners or managers or whatever, would like I'll go maybe so whatever take away or something. One of the things that people do is just go try and play a joint, which comes from a good place.
100%,
right? It comes
yeah.
from a really good place. But I'm instantly uncomfortable.
The experience for
Instantly
you
uncomfortable.
is not,
Yeah.
you're not having that, it's me. They play, yo, they
know,
play
when
this thing.
It's like saying is jutile ngiqedile ukuthi ayingikhohli ukuthi indaba kaKwesta exist. I've already lied to myself good enough to go out and go have this beer. And then you play the song. Now everything I've worked hard to
Now
do
you're
myself
jolted
about.
back.
Now I'm like, oh, Kwesta,
Yes,
then it
I'm
becomes
that
like,
guy.
Kwesta.
But it is like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's I can't hear myself back as well. Like radio shows that I've listened to from before, or even like
You can't play it
voice
back,
demos or anything like that. If I'm recording like VO somewhere and then they're like, okay, let's have a listen. Why?
I'm like, if we did something, let's just move on to
Why
the next
don't
one, please.
you listen?
And then let me
Get
know.
and then Haki you'll say, okay, I like this part more. It's like such a
Yeah.
jarring thing, because it's almost like while you're doing the thing, you already feel so exposed, and now you're re-exposing me because you want me to hear. Now I'm like, is this an exercise for me to find out where did I mess it up, or what are we trying to achieve with this thing? It's tricky.
I get that 100%. So yeah, Nami, that's why I'm like, I'd rather not, And this is actually how and why I listen. I find new music, or it's like in a social setting. If you're gonna ask me, yo, what do you want to listen to? Which would be a great question to be asked, but I don't get asked a lot. They just play my stuff. That's how I'd go, yo, this guy dropped, or I haven't heard that album, and I kind of get into it. That's how because in my own time also, when I bump my music, because what I was saying was that now I also want to make music I can listen to.
Yes.
I listen to it to kind of go, to do that, to listen for the or if I really enjoy it and I like it, I'll play it. And also, when I'm alone, I can play my song 100 times without
to your heart's content,
without judgment, I can play it. And I'm like, yes, Peter Gabe.
We enjoy it that much,
So that's like the only time I like hearing my music.
Yeah.
And in the club and whatever, in like a situation that calls for it, I'm cool with it. But if we're just, sis blomele, my fuck.
You heard. Kuzega. Unfortunately, you told the wrong one. I'm the type of person to be like, why you drunk? We could I love this part.
Oh, why did I even say that?
Now you're there like, hey,
Saying is fucking type.
Oh, how are you? You were just like, how are you? Just to take away from the way I mean. Yeah. I also find that, because I don't want to take too much of your time. I could talk to you the whole day. That's another thing. But I also find that as I'm listening to the big bro theory, right? It seems very intentional for you to speak life into others more directly, not just, there's a way you can speak life by the way that you move in your life, right? But it seems like you're intentionally like uyasikhuthaza in certain instances, and you're being intentional about it, almost shifting from you to us. Like you can still make it. You can still go through. It's not even like I made it so you can make it. It's you keep going, so why that shift of speaking life? I mean, the only thing that's missing from some of these verses when I listen to them is if you had to say my name personally, to be like Azizzar.
You don't understand how much of a compliment that is to me.
But when I'm listening, it sounds like that. It's almost like you're singling someone out and saying,
shut up.
Yo.
Nah, what? Why else? Like it's like, if if we're gonna talk about intention and purpose, which a lot of artists like to do, and sometimes we're guilty of, making things deeper than they are, just so the story sounds like it has meat, But if we're gonna do something why not actually do it? Like, it's because for me, I've been here 18 years, just working, grinding, rapping, and maybe when I started, there was, I don't know, 10 mainstream rappers, and then there was 15, and then there was 20, and now there's like hundreds, right? And there's very little I didn't see happen in this game. I've been blessed with both knowing how it feels like to put something out and have nobody care. I've been blessed with knowing what it feels like to put something out and have it be, monumental, and I've been blessed with just having been around legends, been around seeing new guys come in, seeing, why, if not to say to other artists or to inspire, why would I be making an album or music? I don't want to go to the club and dance. I can make music for that. That's cool. But I'm saying, if it's not, what purpose is there if it's not to inspire? Is a question I had to answer, and therefore, and be intentional about. There's always this big conversation about, I don't know, I never know how to call us, because I almost want to say older cats or, legends. I don't, or guys who have
Triple
been
OGs.
here before. Yeah, the OGs. Just go. Triple OGs. That is actually the perfect one. The OGs and the new Gs and the Y.
The YNs.
You know what I'm saying? That maybe there's like, no sort of open way to have conversations or to coexist, or
like that bridge is not there.
Yeah, it feels like that's being made a conversation, and being made a hip hop conversation, and I don't think it should be, right? It should be a I don't want to stay here just to prove that I'm something. This thing really changed my life, like completely, absolutely changed my life, and I wanted to do that for any other artist. This is why that's such a big compliment. Kutaza, is really a thing that I really feel like this part of my career should be about. This part of my life as Usenzo even should be about. Again, I'm going to say, when we actually do the extension of the Big Bro Theory plan, this will be obvious and blatant, and so, because for me it won't. I just don't get what it is that I would get out of trying to be the Kwesta that did the cartoon, or the Kwesta right before that was kind of bubbling up, or the Kwesta that did, or or being, I don't know what I'd get out of it, because then for me it would be, I'm stuck.
Almost like you're regurgitating.
Yeah. And
versions of yourself.
Solely because
us.
I don't want to open up and go, actually, nah, man, I love these niggas that are rapping. I want them to do great. I if anything from, also, I don't want what they're about to experience, or what I hope and pray they experience for the first time. I've experienced more than once, and lots of times over. Therefore, navigating that, we all know, isn't easy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a public mess, sometimes it's a private mess, sometimes, just even small things like, well, not small things, like big things like, financial management. It's huge. Just fame alone, or the things you'll get exposed to, all that, just navigate, and then still going in the studio and putting out dope product. All of that is just a difficult thing to navigate. So, yeah. But I've been through all of that, and therefore for me, it's my now thing, just out of when I go to sleep and I wake up, and I need to inspire. I need to, show so and so that you can, you will, it's just love it, just do this, because, hey man, for at least for this to be meaningful to me, right? That needs to happen because otherwise it's not meaningful. I'm just rapping. I'm just putting out things, and it doesn't come from a real place. It just comes from putting together words and putting a beat on it. And how does it sound?
You like that?
Yeah. I mean, there's moments for that. We can just rap and do it. But it's like, the overall thing for me is that it's like Ngrot, and also just in me, just trying to be a better person means trying my best to be less selfish, but very intentional when I am selfish. Like when I'm thinking about me, that. I need to be, but I'm doing this because I want to do that. But very intentional, and also very intentional when I'm not selfish. Like and not just as an act to get this to be the type of human I am or I grow into. You know what I mean? And it starts with, putting that in there in the one thing you love doing the most. It's rap, it's music. The people you look up to the most are rappers, musicians, and therefore the people you feel you should inspire, the rappers, artists, musicians, just any artist, any creative, really. So yeah, for me, that's the duty. I've been here long. I'm really even I'm thinking actively about life after music,
because I felt it. I had this thought. I was like, the way Moto is moving these days.
Yeah, I won't lie, it's a real thing.
It made me feel like, not that it's something that's going to happen now or even next year or something, but my mind was like, mentally and emotionally prepare yourself, because it could be closer than you think.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because of this album and what I'm hearing and how it's making me feel about where you're at, where your focus is at as well, the things that are important, which you pick up from the themes and the things that you're highlighting and the way that you're saying things. And just with you even now saying, I've experienced a lot of these things. I've experienced super high success and super lows, and I've done it over and over and over. So my mind is like, at some point, wash up.
Yeah, definitely. You're not far off with that. I mean, you're also very spot on when you say it could be any time, but I don't have a timeline or whatever, but it is a serious consideration. I actively think about that, and I start thinking about then, the guys that are creative now, the younger creatives for me, a young guy from Katlehong or a similar spot, I think about them and their lives and their future, and how I can contribute to that in this little thing that I do, So that's why if I lose the purpose of Kutaza, which is and showing love and just saying, spirit jam, you can, if I don't have that, without that, there's no point. Therefore, I will stop. And that's why if I hadn't found Uti hasn't do this, Kutaza, I wouldn't have made this one. I would have stopped already.
Sure.
So whatever music or whatever, the longer I stay will be because of the purpose I find. If there isn't one, if it's just going to be, I'm going to go number one. I'm going to do this. I'm going to win an award. I'm going to be trending. If it's just that, I'll stop.
Wow.
I won't do it. Because for me, those things aren't
the things.
Yeah. I don't. But if
I mean, I'll
if
take
I don't
them,
inspire,
but...
then I'll take it. But if I'm not intentionally inspiring, then that means I'm not inspired myself, and therefore I'm wasting mine and everyone's time.
So I think also another thing that I feel like you are intentional about, because it happens. It always happens. I'm like, again, look at this guy and what he's doing. I think that you're also very intentional about making us want to be super in love. Boss say me.
Yes.
What up, Tabzi? I see you. Yazin. And
oh man.
Not just that, but also you want us to go to weddings where your songs are there. Because I was listening and I was like, Pina ya lenyalo ki.
Yeah.
Ashi. Oh.
So
Pina ya lenyalo ki. And then I was listening and I'm like, what is Swenkele? Ngisemathandweni. And it's nice.
Tell you what that is. Yeah, there's that. Those songs come from when I'm feeling like that. Like I'll look at my wife, I'll just think about our relation. I go, yeah, man, nice. You know, really enjoying this part of being me. You know, and sharing it, however, is like, oh yeah. In real life, I'm at the age where my friends are getting married. I go to weddings.
Juanyadiwa, guys.
Juanyadiwa, you know what I'm saying? So it's sometimes, or for a season in a year, I know that my hangout with my guys is going to be at a wedding, or my people is going to be at a wedding somewhere, you know, and we'll be celebrating love and this. It's not in any way to say my personal love life is absolutely perfect. It's not, but it's beautiful. You know what I mean? Just being in that is beautiful, and sharing that with people. I hope you find that, you know, if you're looking for it. I'm not trying to convince people to kind of go, yo, do what I did, you know. But it's like, now that I did this, there's parts I like, you know. Yeah,
that's a chat.
It's that. It's like, just celebrate it if you got it.
There are a lot of people who want that, especially Mama Recheng. Yar. You know?
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm like, look at this one.
Yeah.
Dropping in May.
I'll tell you.
Agubandi. And he's not here just like, like, take these fire raps, take these fire raps, take these fire raps, take these fire raps.
Yeah.
He's also here like, hey, here's another side.
Come down, like the Kenzela.
I wanna come here. You know? And then you bring in Tabzi also, and then I'm like, yeah. The finishers.
It's so I enjoy it. I mean, for a long time, we were kind of, well, not told, but it was like, even when you do make a love joint, make it gangster, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, make it, you know, thugs need love too type shit. You know, don't go, hey baby, I love you, or, you know, like, let's, you know. I was like, nah,
it's gotta be hood.
Actually, yeah, you know. And in my head, I'm like, nah, it's gotta be R&B, B. You know, and if it's a wedding, it's gotta be Afro pop, B. You know, it's you know. So for me, I've started enjoying, like, kind of making, like, the softer. I enjoy making this, even writing it for, if not for myself, just other people. I enjoy it. It's like, it's cool.
You can tell. And I think that's why I'm like, because when you're listening, and especially if you listen like super close, like I can hear, I'm like, he's smiling. Why are you smiling?
That's crazy.
You know, like you can hear, you're like, oh, he's really smiling. Yeah. Oh my gosh, okay, this is a bit more of a touchier subject about, like, I'm not really sure if I'm doing what I need to be for you, but I love you. You can feel like he was really like, sometimes I really need to step it up, but yo man, I love this lady.
I mean, I think yes, without a doubt, you know, and I kind of almost had to after everyone started questioning, why are you getting married?
Shut the line. So
I'm like, that's a bit cool. Let me take money second.
Net for dieting. Oh, you thought I was done? More. Oh no,
I really enjoy it, man. And I think so my brother really loves that type of music when I make it, like, and I think that's why I'm also very continuous about it, is to please my brother. My brother loves R&B. He's an R&B, old R&B cat, like, you know, and when I make these things, he really appreciates it, you know, and I like seeing him appreciate it. He's not into the raps or the bars, you know. You'll tell him about, I'm not going to rap, but exactly. So I cater for my brother, and he's kind with that sort of stuff.
You know what the thing is with that kind of stuff as well? It'll impact you differently depending on where you are in your relationship status, right?
And I hope it's not like,
so if it's like, if Jose Monate thing, then you're like,
But what it should be is like,
You know those things
maybe
where
let's
you're
try
like,
get it back
oh,
to
you're
where.
like, God, look what you are doing for other kids. It's too late. You say, "Oh, we are the potatoes." But when you're like in a good space, you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Bakhuluma ngathi.
Yeah, but you see what I was saying? I got you. Yeah, yabona, ngiyamuzwa man. But it's like what I was saying earlier. Manje senzeni. It's like if you know Tandanan, you know.
But now some people are going, okay, we have
and I'm
Tanda.
saying it in the song. It's like, but if now. If ngintshela inkinga zethu, which we have, you know, we're not like a magical
It's normal.
place. Yeah, we're it's inkinga zethu. But if I just focus on that, and now I'm using, because the one thing I didn't want to do was, you know, treat this, or what I don't want to do moving forward is treat music as therapy for me. Right? Or my music is therapy for me. No, if it can help you, great. You know, that's unbelievable. For Kutele, that's. But for me, it's just it's expression. It's things. So if why there's, because imagine when you're saying that, I'm like, hey, maybe we're at the risk of saying we are perfect, my wife and I. If you know, which we are not.
No.
But the reason I don't bring in the problems we navigate and the things we go through is because then, you know, I won't be able to answer that question. Manje sense.
Yeah, but
You
I don't
know.
think that you just only highlight.
Oh yeah, I talk about it as
Gore
really like,
homonate.
yeah, no, especially on Say
Because
Me,
I
right?
mean,
It's-
yeah, because you pick up on like, you know, like there are things that I don't necessarily feel very secure about,
Yeah.
and I come with a lot of baggage.
Yes.
Some baggage I don't even realize and recognize until it's
Until it's
presented
there, yeah,
to me.
as
So I
our
can't
existing
even
problem.
I can't even guide you through it
Yeah.
because I need to figure it out for myself. And I was like, that's what I'm saying is when Kholomo night, it's like I can hear you smiling, but when it's tough like
like,
that,
yo, this
I was
is
like,
convo.
I was
Yeah.
like, yo, really?
All right, then we're safe.
Within the marriage, you still feel like there are things that Luena, and I was like, bro, life is.
It is, bro. It is, bro. It's like I'm very stubborn generally. I listen to
Really?
people, but like I listen to you and make you know, and then go do what I want.
What you
yeah, like for real. Like yeah, I know.
like you almost need just a little bit of resistance.
Yeah, yeah.
Just it can't be too smooth.
Which I think is what I was saying when I was, is probably what I was saying when I was talking about money can fuck up the clothes. It wasn't necessarily that it was a billion, but things got smoother, things got better, things got too smooth,
Too
things
clean.
things worked out. Everybody worked their ass off. Now things is working. I can't function now. You know? Like,
But I think you also have a. Oh, you tell me I
Nyafuba,
can't. Let me show you how much I can.
you know.
Not only am I gonna do it, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it go trape, so you know that I'm really about this thing.
So I need, yes, you're right. I need the resistance for me to do that. Otherwise, it's just too. But if you know, it's like if I sit in a room where everyone just loves and believes in me, I mean that's home, which I like. But at home you get told shit also. You know, like, but if ever there was a place where just everyone's just praising you, I would be a horrible, like I wouldn't be in a great state in a situation like that. I wouldn't be able to function.
Yeah.
Like, I do need a bit of resistance. And angizicela inhlupheko, please uNkulunkulu. Please. Not at all.
Also, don't take it upon yourself now to
make-
be
to
the
be a problem,
resistance
mama.
in his life. Those things will
Life is
naturally
already
happen.
doing that. Yeah, life in jail on
But
its
don't
own
be like,
will do
oh, batla my dad.
that. I remove from my cat.
How can I? Today is Tuesday. Let me see how I can ruin Kwesta's day kancane to inspire.
Please don't do that to me. Please, I love you.
So we've pretty much gone through the album without going through it like track by track, just thematically, because there's a flow to things and there's a reinforcement of values.
Yeah.
You know, I can pick up from just what I'm hearing in terms of the values that you're holding close right now.
Yeah.
You know, family, love,
Yeah.
upliftment,
Yes, that was a big one. And
introspection, growth, trusting God, faith. Those are all the things that I've picked up on different joints throughout the album that culminates into this big broness that you're giving us.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. I mean, if you can spot like that, it's real. I appreciate that. It was like it's like God, you know. Like I used to be very, do I say scared or skeptical? It was very hard for me, or it felt like it's not cool to kind of say you have faith in God or you believe in God. You know,
It was not
Or
cool.
it felt, yeah. It's like, you know,
It's
and
not in
those
your
things are
mind.
easier now for me to talk
It
about
was
and
not
to do.
cool, yeah.
And this is from just family. I mean, my kids taught me that.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? My kids love God, right? Like crazily. You know, everything is at even their young age or whenever they remember. Everything is like the guiding thing
Yeah.
is would God like this, you know, type situation.
Hey, if
you
we
know,
could
in a
all ask
very
ourselves
in a,
a bit
in a
more.
very childlike way and not
Yeah.
very deep, but it's like, you know, my eldest Kai once, like when she buys or she asks for clothes or whatever, some of the things she asks just have messages of God. Her
Yeah.
phone is just full of these passages and things. This is a 12-year-old, you know,
Yeah.
and we go to church, right? For about not long, maybe we've been going to church for about 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bit of a hard time with church, just in me, you know. But now
Trust me.
yeah,
I'm a
you know,
PK.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
Gautwar.
You know, and so that's like one of their favorite things to do, you know. And now while I'm there, it's like, oh yeah, Yazin, you know what I mean? And yeah, and putting it in the music now is like second nature, or if it fits, it fits. If it, you know, it's also not trying to,
Yeah.
you know, it's like if it's there, it's there. If it's what the song intends, then it'll be there. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of those things where I'm not that. Yeah, man. See, the nice way to say it would be I'm not scared to say, and I'm not afraid or holding back and just saying just based on how you. But the real way I want to say is angnandaba. Looks at it
Yeah.
and kind of thinks like it's just. That's a person who wouldn't visit me because
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, those sort of things. Some of my values that I'm learning and I'm trying to, you know, live by, that I get wrong, but noticed when I get wrong and go, yo, you need to do that right or better, you know, get back up. You messed up there, you know. So it's all those things in music, but also it's easy to have these things and then make boring music, right? Or preachy stuff, or which is nothing wrong with, but this is at the end of the day we're talking about hip hop, you know. Therefore, I think with this album, it's all these values, it's all these things, but it's still somewhat a vibe, you know. It's still somewhat banging. It's still somewhat that's so good feels, you
Yep.
know. So in all those things, there was no compromise in music, you know, which I like, you know, that we did and will be the focus in Kwesta music moving forward, you know, with whatever is, nothing will be sacrificed just for the sake of what I'm trying to say, you know,
Yeah.
because the messaging will keep changing and changing, but we'll get, what I will intentionally do is not try freeze a moment and repeat it.
Got you.
Know? I will go where it goes. Yeah.
All right. 3 more things before we get out of here, because, like I said,
And actually,
talk to me about Touchline.
oh man, touching I am.
By the way, Touchline, people love you, bruh.
Yes,
Yo.
we do, bro.
And not just people like fans or consumers of music, however
Yeah.
you want to refer to them, but like respected people that we respect and look up to and love and revere. Love Touchline.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Because for me, it's like it's almost ageless, like the stuff he does, because or the stuff he tackles or talks about. You know, it's very. Are you sure? You know, because yeah, man, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure, you know, and he'll put it out because he has these beautiful stories just about the hood or about just things, and outside of just the technical ability and clever words and which I really bloody love, right?
Enjoy, yes.
I really enjoy that. But there's a certain authenticity and an intentional focus on just the betterment of his hood, himself, his people. Yep. There's like, and it's there and it's real. Like he has a love. How we'll do just societal issues, you know, or ills. Like, you know, he'll go into GBV and really talk about it in a way that is it's palatable to a rapper, to a person going through that, a person that knows
Yes.
going, and it doesn't feel too much to a non-rapper. It's
Yes,
just,
and it's also
it's
not
just like,
highbrow.
yeah, it's very,
It's relatable on
it's
many
relatable,
levels.
and it's at like I think his pen and his artistry is at a very unique and very rare plane of being understood by everyone, right? That engages, you know, and I think that is very rare, you know. And then there's obviously the skill, and that is wow, you know. I think one of the first things I heard at Touchline was he was doing a poem
Yeah.
at he was at some gig at some, you know, he has on a sound Iko Fandiwana and stuff, and he had just performed. I saw a clip of this. He had just performed, and then after that he says, "Yo, I got this poem and thing," and I'm like, "It's in the middle of a performance, like in a poem." I'm fine, and I hear this thing.
Uncle Shaw.
I think it was, I don't know if it's 5K shoes, something about shoes, or it's I just forgot what it is now. Or the 5 it's about shoes, but it's not about shoes. It's obviously you know, but it's like a big metaphor in shoes and just walking in them and what it takes to get them or what a person it was, and from there it was like, and I tweeted something. I was like, "Yo, Touchlines more," and Umakwa had just met him or something like that, and he hit me up after seeing this tweet. "Yo, Vanna, Tachifunu Kuluma now or whatever." I'm like, "Yo, this is amazing. Yeah, let me talk. Give him my number. In fact, give me his, you know." And I told him then from our first conversation that I think he's one of the most refreshing and unbelievable rappers I'd heard. This was now quite a while ago, you know,
Yeah.
and he's consistently been that to me personally in listening and as a friend, and also just with himself and with what he wants to do. He's being very intentional and does it the way he wants to do it. So man, he for me is really refreshing, really like he's my favorite rapper right now, you know, and I say that without even a pause or break or, you know, he's I have favorite rappers obviously that I came up with,
Yeah.
you know, but in this sort of class he's without a doubt my favorite, you know.
You're
My
very
personal
protective
favorite.
over him.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
He's insane.
You can pick it up. That's for me like the most big bro of big bros
Oh
things.
yeah, yeah. And also, he's just such a dope human being.
He's
You know,
very cool.
he's really a cool guy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just so these things that I'm saying are not the only things that define him. Just even as a human being, he's very, you know, really solid oak, really like caring. You know, and
Yeah.
he's got a soft touch type thing, but but he's you know he's very delicate in how he approaches the conversation when it's serious. You know,
Yeah.
he's funny when he needs to be, but he's really is a good dude outside of all this skill stuff. And
Yeah.
it's very rare to find that whole stew of things in one person,
In one human.
and
in
he
the
has
space.
and in this space, yeah, and he has all of that. That is very impressive stuff.
Okay, so album's out.
Yeah.
Big Bro Theory. You've taken us through your thought processes behind it. Where to now in its expansion? You've been throwing it at me, and I'm like, he's baiting me.
What is this
He's
thing?
baiting me. He wants me to ask, and he's not going to tell me because he's not ready. He's baiting me. He's baiting me.
Yeah.
But you've been touching on an expansion, and outside of just this particular album and the music.
Yeah.
But what's the next phase? If we can ask, where do
I
we
mean,
go?
it's that the music will always
That
be
you can
part
share.
of yeah. A lot of the things I'm still piecing together to kind of make them functional outside of just being I have this wish and you kind of have to make things work.
Yeah.
So but the music will always just be a part of the thing. It's not like I'll stop music and then do that. So I'll always have the music. First I'm gonna deluxe. We're gonna drop now just of the Big Bro Theory. There's music videos that we've shot that also have a certain intention and tell a certain story visually of the music. I'm doing also there's like the contributions of there's something I'm building. I don't know if
I can
there's
hear the hamster. I'm chilling. Wait.
so I'm a Caesar, I really will Big Bro, and it'll be like a thing that benefits creatives, and not just rappers, and not just people in music, just creatives as a whole,
Yeah.
So I'm working on, and this will be like a long-term existing thing. It's not like a thing that'll be here for 2 weeks and that moment was great.
It's like
Yeah, and it's about creating platforms for people to shine from. It's not a record label at all. It's literally just you can stay here forever if you want. You can do this and go there. You can come do a demo because studios involved and stuff like that. It's a hub type situation. And,
nice.
And yeah, and we're gonna be doing that. I think I'll be ready to fully say everything, and realistically the top of next year, which is also coincidentally the 10th year anniversary of Dakar Tour. We're trying to figure out a thing there too, but that not only celebrates that it happened, but also, the how do we then spread the greatness of that having been life changing,
And giving it
how do we
another
push
life
it forward?
now,
Yeah,
yeah.
how do you figuring out those things. There's many conversations to be had there. And there's albums and there's music that's definitely, like I said, we're doing the deluxe of the Big Bro Theory, and there's another album. I'd realistically given myself about like 2 more years of music, which I wanted to. No, not realistic. Which I wanted to squeeze into a couple albums, which the albums are still the fact.
Yeah.
But the 2 years is not. So I think we'll expand. But in 2 years, it would be 20 years of Kwesta, where we're looking to do something special then too, in terms of just that, but also making it meaningful.
2 years.
I'm on 18 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next year is 19, and
I'm
so
trying
this
to
is
do
27.
other math. I'm trying to do other math also. while I'm at it.
So, but yeah, man, there's that, but more than anything, there won't be a missing of Kwesta, I think, because this means just the contributing part of it has started to mean so much to me. There won't be an opportunity or a chance that I give myself to not be present,
Yeah.
in whatever shape, and obviously the main tool right now being music. It also means that, a bunch of features coming out, some big ones, some other genre ones, some,
Chisa.
because also, I'm a genre, genre based violence,
Angithusijelile ku-Big Bro futhi
Yeah.
ukuthi singakutsheli ngama-white it's cultures that you
that
have
are
influenced.
you know,
No Chicana at some point. I was like, hey.
Yeah. So a lot more of that, a lot more collaborations. But yeah, I'm out here, and I will be out here, just for a while as me.
Okay. Last, quick. What is your one wish for hip hop?
Who? I mean, I'm trying to distinguish between what I care about more, hip hop or the artists. But to answer that, I think I hope it grows to remain or to be a life-changing thing to its contributors, right? Yeah. And that'll only happen if the integrity is kept alive of it, and its essences and its appeal to people and its authenticity of its stories and its soundscape, if it's real to the times and to the reality of young urban people who make it, and those who love it, and those who contribute to it in whatever way. So I hope it just changes the lives of its contributors for the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really all I want from it.
It makes sense with everything that you say you want to do now as well, that would be your one wish.
Yeah, I mean, I could have said, I want it to be now number one, better than piano, it must beat piano. I just wanted to change the lives of its contributors for the better. That's it.
Maybe the younger you,
matters more.
the younger you would have been like, yeah,
Exactly.
Let's show them.
You know? Exactly. But now it's like, it's different. I remember, that just reminded me of Mr. Selvin. Remember younger Mr. Selvin also? You know? Crazy.
Now it's a whole different kind of vibe.
It's like, so now it's like, right now I just want that for hip hop and its contributors.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Love the big bro theory.
Thank you.
I'm going to keep listening to you, my chuckles in those other parts. But also just because it's such a beautiful project. And we're very excited for the deluxe. We like things.
Thank you so much. Proud of you. Set up
Stop,
unbelievable.
don't do that.
Thank you for having me. I am though. Really, really good work you do. Like I said, it's contributors and you've been one of the strongest ones. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. I was going to finish strong. Now they're making me soft. But that's been the element with Awuti Kwesta. Please put some respect on the name. When you see him out in the streets. Grotman Kwesta, Awuti Kwesta, Grotes. But there just has to be just a prefix, because he's not just that guy anymore. It's been the element all for the love of hip hop. Like, subscribe, share, follow at The Element SA on all platforms.